So that was a very interesting workout, Kayla.
Yeah.
What made you come up with that one today?
Honestly, you know, part of being an elite athlete, part of being a professional is to share your knowledge with the world, right? I mean, I'm technically a 6th-degree black belt in judo. Once you reach that degree, it means you're no longer a competitor, you're now a teacher. So for me, it's all about sharing my knowledge, spreading joy, and I don't know any better way of doing that than throwing people. So.
And they're learning all with you, it seems, because you're just heading into your third professional mixed martial arts bout. What are you expecting against Moriel on Monday?
Monday, you know, she's a tough opponent. She's game. She's never been finished. She has more experience than me. She's had 7 fights. I expect it to be, you know, that just shows me that she's tough. But my goal is, you know, I want to win first round by TKO, KO, or submission. I want to be the first to put her away.
And the last
I want to end the year with a bang.
And the last one for me would be, you know, you got the mixed martial arts world kind of buzzing yesterday when you said the baddest woman on the world is right here. Do you think that you can prove that here in the PFL and, you know, eventually, you know, the women's 155-pound division will be recognized as, you know, one of the top female divisions?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm very young in my career. This is only my 3rd fight. You know, if you look at the fighters who are in the talks of greatest of all time, they've all had, you know, 10 times the amount of fights that I've had, and every day the sport is growing, every day the sport is changing and evolving, and I'm the new generation, I'm the new era, so welcome to a new era of women's mixed martial arts.
Kayla, right here. How hard is it for you to be patient? You seem really excited to...
It's so hard.
Yeah. I mean,
patience is not one of my virtues. I mean, I think especially what is so difficult for me is I was so successful in judo, right? And obviously I started when I was 6, so it took 20 years to get to that point. But really the last 10 years of my judo career, I was on top. So I had that confidence in my abilities. I had that confidence in my skills. I knew that if a loss wasn't really, I knew that I could overcome it. I knew that I could fix it. I knew that I could change it. But here, I'm still so new. I'm still like, I have so much to learn. I have so much to do. I have so little time. And like my coaches have to like pull the reins. Like, listen, like you don't have to work out 5 times a day. Like it may take you a year, but you're gonna learn how to strike. You're gonna learn how to move your head. You're gonna learn. Like we have faith in your abilities as an athlete and your ability to learn. So relax.
So what's the number for you? As many times you'd like to fight in a year to develop as?
Oh my goodness! I mean, if it were up to me, I'd fight every month. You know, I feel like success breeds success. And once you get up going on that train, I don't cut any weight. You know, thank goodness for the PFL, 155 pounds. You know, I walk around at 160. So if it were up to me, I'd fight every month. But there's going to be a tournament next year. There's going to be a real series for me. So I think 6 times is how many times I'm going to fight next year, which is awesome. I mean, you can't get that kind of experience. You know, you fight in any other organization, you fight once, and then they sit on you for 6 months. So.
Are you? I know you said you were looking for a TKO knockout. You said those 2 things first. Obviously, is that because you're working on that more?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just, my goal is to be the best MMA fighter in the world, not the best judo player in the cage. You know, obviously I feel like my grappling, my ground game, my submission skills are elite, but I want to be an elite fighter. So that means TKO, that means KO, that means, you know, punches and head kicks and all kinds of crazy stuff, which I'm working really hard on.
Kayla, talking about knockouts, stuff like that, you work with Dia Davis, top striking coach over there. Watching you from the first fight to the second fight, your growth in striking has been obvious. Like, talk to me about his working with him and how your transition has been from, like, in the last 6 months of learning striking and blending it with your judo. How much has it grown?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every day I feel like I get, you know, just a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And that's what's so exciting for me at this point in my life. You know, in judo, by the end of my career, I was so burnt. It was like I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. You know, you can only perfect something so much before you're just like, I couldn't get any better. I had reached the top. But here, every single day is like, oh wow, like if I do this, this, and this, like this happens. And with Dia and with everyone at American Top Team, I just feel like the sky is the limit. You know, I mean, we work every day. I work on striking every day in some way, shape, or form. So I usually have 2 to 3 workouts a day, but striking is, I'm doing something with striking every single day, whether it's Muay Thai, whether it's boxing, whatever it may be. So I just feel really lucky. You know, I have a great corner, I have a great team, and I get to train with the best in the world. You know, Amanda Nunes is, I think she's about to make history. So.
Do you think you can actually love MMA more than you love judo?
It's so weird. So I never really loved judo. People always assume, I mean, I loved it, but really I loved winning. And I love that challenge of you versus one other person. There's no feeling quite like that. There's no, being the best in the world at what you do is the most natural high, greatest high on earth. And I crave that and I yearn for that. So I never thought I would be able to find it anywhere else, but in MMA, it's like winning a judo match, like, I don't know, times 1,000. It's like that high times 1,000. Like, you're literally in a cage with another human and they're trying to kill you. You know, it's like, oh, it's amazing.
One more question. I mean, it's rarity to be the face of one of the face of an organization 3 fights in, and now you're going to be the face of the lightweight women's division. Do you feel like you almost were born for this role? Because you have experience with public speaking, the book, you know, do you feel like you're almost perfectly born for this position right now?
I think that I've worked very hard my whole life to put myself in this kind of position. You know, in judo in the United States, you're not going to get famous, you're not going to get rich, you're not going to, you know, you do it because you love it and you want to be successful and you have that desire to be the best. But with MMA, I'm very blessed where there is, you know, there's a huge platform here, and I can use it to share my book, and I can use it to share my foundation. I can use it to be, you know, a champion for women's causes, and, you know, breaking that gender gap and trying to leave the world better than I found it. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like I was born to be a fighter.
I know yesterday, well, I read that you spoke to Ali saying that you wanted to fight Cyborg, you know, really something that's going to help you cement your status. Do you have a time frame on that, considering you are in the next season?
Yeah, I don't really have a time frame. Listen, I'm not an idiot. I know Cyborg has a lot more experience than me. I know that she's the best in the world right now. I know that if I were to go in today, I would probably not be prepared, but make no mistake, like, I would fight her tomorrow if I had the opportunity, just to see where I'm at. You know, I'm not afraid of a challenge, I'm not afraid of a fight, and I think that strategically, I have what it takes to beat her. I just need to put all the pieces together. So I don't have a timeline for it, but I do know that if I want to be considered one of the greats, she's someone I'm going to have to face.
And just one last question. Assuming Amanda does make history this weekend, beat Cyborg, would fighting Cyborg still be a goal for us?
Yeah, listen, Amanda and I are teammates now, and like we train together all the time. Like we're buds. I really like Amanda, and I think people are going to be shocked this weekend to see her capabilities and how hard she's been working. You know, just all over, like her ground game, her grappling, her punching power. You know, her just everything. You know, she moves really, really well at this weight. But for me, you know, obviously, I think one loss isn't going to change Cyborg's legacy. It doesn't mean all of a sudden she's done, you know, like, it just means that she had a great fight with another great champion. So, of course, I would still be willing to fight her.
Thank you.
Kayla. Ladies first, ladies first.
So you were talking about how you're thankful for MMA giving you this platform and making history with this new weight class. How do you feel like about that, and how do you feel about like this new weight class for women?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of doubters. You know, there's a lot of people hating on it, and that's fine. You know, anything new is always going to come with a little bit of questioning, but you have to start somewhere. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be, you know, soft 145ers, and there's no one that's going to fill the weight class, and there aren't any girls that are that big. But listen to me, like, there are 7 male weight classes in judo and 7 female weight classes in judo, and they fight the exact same time, and they get the exact same amount, and there's like, the tournaments are about 50-50 now in terms of, you know, the amount of men and the amount of women. So it wasn't like that 20 years ago. You know, 20 years ago there were 3 women weight classes and there were like 10 girls at each tournament. But they gave it time, it started, and now look at where it's gone. So if you want to be a change, you have to start somewhere, and this is the beginning, and I'm the beginning, and 155 pounds is what I weigh, and guess what? There are girls this size. Like, the average weight for an American woman is 166 pounds. So don't tell me that there aren't girls this size, because there are.
Do you feel like it's sending a great body positivity message to women?
Well, that's all I want. You know, I've been a firm advocate for a very long time for not cutting weight. I never cut weight in my judo career. I don't believe in it. I think that if you want to win, you'll win at whatever weight you naturally weigh. I think that young girls and young boys who are growing up who want to be successful, like, our idea of what success looks like is changing. You know, it's no longer this skinny, stick-thin, like, depleted, you know, person on a magazine. You know, strong is beautiful. Big is beautiful. You know, being yourself in your own skin is what is success to me. So that's what I want to, that's the kind of message I want to share with kids and adults and everyone.
And you had your like some of your fans today like doing your open workout. Like, how does that mean to like have that like little girl and like have your t-shirt on?
Nah, it's so, I mean, you know, it's still surreal for me. I woke up, I don't know, you know, you go through a lot in life, and it's no secret that I've had ups and downs in my story, and I've been at the lowest of lows, and I've been at rock bottom, and to wake up and see that, you know, I'm literally living my dream. I get to do what I love every day with the people that I love. I get to travel the world, and I get to share a message that I firmly believe in with little girls like that. It's like, some days I can't believe this is really my life. Thank you.
Okay, so being that you just brought up everybody, you know, that you couldn't fill a 155. If the company had problems filling a 155, and Ray and Carlos said, can you go down to 145? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I walk around at 160 pounds, so 15 pounds. I mean, you know, I'm gonna have to lose a little bit of muscle here, but you know, I'm team PFL, and I'm team make it happen. So if my bosses came to me and said, listen, we really need you to do this, then I would do it. But I know them, and I know that they're gonna work very hard to make sure that that doesn't happen, because they're the ones that said to me, let's do 155. I was fully like, you know, Cyborg's at 145, that's a already created division, so I really thought, listen, if I'm going to be successful, I'm going to have to fight at 145 pounds. I had set my mind on it, and they came to me and said, we don't want you to cut weight, we don't want you to be depleted, we want you to be strong, we want you to be the role model that you want to be. Let's break barriers, let's start 155 pounds. And I was like, where do I sign?
Now, being all season long, sitting alongside Randy and Boss, any advice from those guys?
Oh my gosh, they're like, to that side of it, you know, the brand ambassador, the commentator side of it has been such a blessing for me, you know, to get to sit cage side, to get to listen to them. Boss is always like, you know, he's a little crazier than Randy. Randy's a little quieter, but Boss is always like, head body, I'm telling you, this is the way, head body, and I'm like, okay, got it, head body.
Now, this is going to be your third fight.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a third appearance on Impractical Jokers for you?
You know, they actually asked me to be, I don't know if it's like released, but they made a movie, and they wanted me to come be in the movie, but it was filming right during my training camp for my first fight, so I couldn't make it out for the filming, but they offered me a job after the first appearance. They were like, do you want to just follow us around and beat the crap out of Murrah for a living? And I was like, I have something else brewing, but thank you for the offer. I would love to go back on. They're great guys. I had so much fun, and I had never even seen the show, and now I'm a huge fan. So anytime they want me, I'm back.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Ladies first.
What motivates you in your career in the very beginning of the childhood when you started? What motivates you in this type of sport and also to be very successful?
Honestly, I've always just been motivated internally. There's never been a book I've read or a movie I've watched or a person I've seen that's made me want to be the best. It's just something inside of me that, you know, from a very young age, I remember the first tournament I won. I hadn't won a tournament. I had been doing judo for 3 years. I had never won, and I got to step on top of that podium, and I got this trophy that was like as big as me, and that was it. I was hooked. I was like, I don't want to be a singer. I don't want to be a dancer. I want to throw people, and I want to be the best in the world at it. And that's carried over into MMA. You know, it's just, it's judo with a twist. Like, it's even more intense. It's even more crazy. It's even more like, I don't know. It's just such a thrill. You can't find that high anywhere else. I'm telling you.
What do you plan to do for New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, New York City. A bunch of my friends are here in town. My boyfriend's here. And after the fights, I'm going to my favorite bar in the city called Gold Bar. I just love gold. I can't tell you why, but I do. And yeah, we're just gonna hang out and bring in the new year in style.
Everyone good?